Hey, I'm sorry, I was thirsty. Happy New Year, friends, family, saints and ain'ts. It is 2025, Thursday, January 2nd. We're 2 days in on 2025, and I pray that your new year is going to, you're looking forward to the year. It's going to be a good year. You have that type of mindset. And that 2024 was kind in more ways than you could say it was not. That's my prayer. January, there's a lot of days that are or awarenesses that are honored this month. There's thyroid awareness this month. There's glaucoma awareness, thyroid awareness. I may talk about a little bit about that because I did, going through menopause, have a thyroid condition, which is an autoimmune, and they say that there's no cure for it. It goes into remission, whatever. I claim I'm cured from it. I'm no longer on medication from my thyroid, hyperthyroidism. There's Glaucoma Awareness Month, also National Birth Defect Prevention Month. It's Cervical Health Awareness Month and Stalking Awareness. I don't know, we might talk about that. It's also National Blood Donor Month. I haven't given blood for a while. Once you go to certain places around the world, you are not allowed to give blood for a certain period of time. But as soon as I can, I will give blood again. That's an easy way to be a part of saving lives. An easy way, and a way that a lot of us don't think of or we're fearful of doing, but it's an easy way to give back. Yesterday was known as, at least on this one event calendar, known as National Hangover Day. Hopefully yours wasn't too bad. In solidarity with those who are abstaining from alcohol and drugs, and I'm in support and supporting you. So I don't have a hangover day. Don't have to worry about that. On this calendar that I go to, it's also National Buffet Day. National Buffet Day. I used to do buffets a lot. I'm a bit of a germaphobe. So as time went on and as I've gotten older, and definitely after COVID, I don't like no kind of buffets. That's just not my jam. It's National Personal Trainer Awareness Day. So to all my fellow personal trainers, thank you for all that you do to help others to be healthy and whole. I appreciate you. It's National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day. That's not my jam. I love chocolate, vegan, especially dark chocolate. And they have really good vegan dark chocolate, but I don't want a cherry inside mine. No. But some of you may. Saturday is National Play Outside Month. In fact, every first Saturday of the month is National Play Outside Day. Some birthdays today. Well, Alice Mary Robertson, who was born on January 2nd, 1854. She died in 1931. She was an American educator, a social worker, and the second woman in the U.S. Congress. Jose Mendez was born January 2nd, 1885, and he was a Cuban baseball player who's in the a pitcher who's in the Hall of Fame. And John Hope Franklin is an American historian. He was born January 2nd, 1915, died in 2009, and one of the books that he wrote was Slavery to Freedom. Let's see. I think that's it. That's all, it's just, there's a lot of good stuff, but I want to really get right into what I wanted to talk about today, which is in the past, it's the beginning of the year, right? In the past, have you been one to start strong, but then you fizzle out in terms of your wellness goals? Because let's talk wellness. You can substitute wellness for other goals, but for the purpose of our conversation, let's talk wellness. Did you start strong and then fizzle out by February? And so my question today is, what if a year from now, 365 days from now, you can look back and be proud to say that you stuck with it this year, you hung in there. And I'm going to give you some invitations at the end in terms of wellness that we can do together, some things that I'm doing, and outside, other aspects of wellness, because this conversation has to do, and my hack has to do with understanding integrative health. Okay. And that this integrative health hack will help you to stay in the game. Now, every conversation we have is integrative health. I believe in integrative health. And that's what that radiant, shining bright and being radiant, that's what that acronym stands for. The things that I feel we need to do to be healthy and whole. And there's three main things: meals, movement, and mindset. Meals, movement, and mindset. If you are listening, you can type that in: meals, movement, mindset. Can you put that in the chat? Meals, movement, mindset. The radiant stands for those things: rest, activity awareness, diet, introspection, prayer and meditation. That's the mind. Agua, hydrating, that's part of the meals. And note-taking, journaling, that's part of mindset. And then training of the mind and body. All of those, all of those things have to do with meals, movement, and mindset. So honestly, the beginning of the year, they know for a fact that the beginning of the year, beginning of any period, is a really good time mentally for us to start things. There's just something about that reset, knowing it's a new year, for us to start things. The challenge is that we'll start things and we don't finish. Well, in 1978, an organization named the Academy of Integrative Health and Medicine was founded. And they believe in a holistic approach to optimal health. And then this month, January, is the month that they declare as Integrative Health Month. So that it's relevant in terms of how long this has been recognized. They've used this as a month to recognize. It hasn't been that long, but the organization has been around since 78, and it's made up of thousands of health professionals. And what I like about it is that they focus on grace, kindness, and acceptance. And they look at the whole person from an emotional perspective, a physical perspective, a spiritual perspective, the environmental perspective, and the communal perspective. If all of those things matter. And so a long time ago, when I first started in the wellness space as a fitness instructor and trainer over 20 years, almost 25 years ago now, and I was seeing that people were exercising and a lot of people not getting long-term results, or they were still stressed out and unhappy, and maybe not even getting results. And then at the same time, being around a lot of very, very spiritual people that love the Lord, but were very unhealthy in terms of their physical bodies, in terms of their temples. And that's when I, not really knowing the term integrative health, I really started focusing more on mind, body, and spirit. And so the hack is for us to think in terms of mind, body, spirit. Now, this organization, the Integrative Health and Medicine Organization, they believe in using conventional and medicine and ancient practice of medicine, so Eastern and Western medicine, okay? And so that would include, yes, go to the doctors, get your appointments, but whenever you're able to, not necessarily, drugs for the first response. Now, let me just say this. I talk to a lot of people that aren't using medications that should be using medications. They should be using medications. And in some instances, it may be that they need to be on medication for a little while, get things back on track, and then maybe they won't have to stay on that medication, or maybe they'd be able to lower the dose or use less medications. But I am very big on definitely using modern science when you need to, right? Not just using holistic medicine. But on the other hand, I am a very big supporter of holistic medicine. And so that includes things like naturopathic medicine and yoga and acupuncture and dietary supplements, all of these things to help us. Because nowadays, there's never been a time where we've had more conveniences, more of the luxuries of life, and we've never been more sedentary and have had more of an overload of information, depression, and anxiety. We also have never had this abundance of things like processed foods and sugars and sodium. We've never had those conveniences before. And all of these things overstimulate our sympathetic nervous system. And this is where our adrenaline and cortisol, where our hormones respond. And I just wrote an article for the World of Westchase. I will print it in a couple of weeks. But if I write an article for them, I have to have a grace period where I don't post it anywhere else. If you wanted to see the article before I do post it, you can go to Westchase, World of Westchase, and you can see that article. But I talk extensively about this. The point is that we need to regulate those cortisol levels. So the hack is understanding that what we do for our brain, for our mindset, getting enough sleep, like physical things that we do, eating healthy, doing nutritional things, can affect our mind and our mental health. And then the things that we can do for our mental health can affect our physical body. They're not disconnected. And so sometimes if we understand that, it can help us to, even beyond motivation, to do the things that we need to be mentally and physically healthy. Just understanding that. So the things that we put in our body can impact our mental health. And our mental health can impact how our body responds. I'm saying high amounts of cortisol constantly released in our body and adrenaline from anxiety and stress can lead to or it can influence whether or not we are pre-diabetic or diabetic. That's what I'm saying. Physically, it can hurt us. And then the gut is considered the second brain. So what we put into our body and what we're requiring our gut to digest and the environment that we have for this gut can impact. There's that brain gut connection can impact how we think, how much energy we have, how we feel. Just knowing that is the hack to understand how they are related. And you don't have to know all of the science. I certainly don't know all of the science behind it, but just understanding that they are connected. Okay. And what you eat and how much you move your body can affect your mind. And whether or not you're getting enough sleep, whether or not you're doing meditation, whether or not if you need, counseling, therapy, if you're not doing those things that you need to take care of your mind, it can affect your body. It can affect weight gain. Too much cortisol in your body can have an impact on your weight. So that is the hack, my friend. And I want to invite you to join me in a few things that any of the one or more things that I am doing this year to stay healthy and make a commitment now and stick with it, because I will help you to be accountable if you're open to it. And these things include learning another language. Now, the language that I'm learning is Spanish. I'm using an app called Duolingo. If you're wanting, it could be Spanish or it could be another language, but we still can become connected within the app and help to keep each other accountable. It's a fun app. So Duolingo, I'm using that for Spanish. I'm also in a group that, I have it's called a Christian wellness page on Facebook. You can join that group, but I just invited that group to participate with me in an app that we're using called the Bible Recap. Last year, a group of us read the Bible using this app with Tara Lee Koppel, the Bible Recap, in a year. And we're doing it again, and we're just starting. So we're just on day 2. I will give you the details. I'm doing that with a group of people, and I will give you the details of how you can join us if you're interested in doing that. On Saturdays, every Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, there's a prayer call. If you're interested in that, we do it every Saturday. We don't miss. There's a morning devotion group. I don't lead the morning devotion group, but I am a member of this morning devotion group. We meet every day, Monday through Friday. We don't miss. Now, of course, every day, Monday through Friday, any of these, you might not make it. Things happen, life happens, but you jump back in when you can. So that's another part of keeping the commitment for a year when you decide to do something. Life might throw a curve, but as soon as you can, you get back up. You don't just say, oh, forget it, I'll just try it next year. And so those are some of the things that we when you're in a community, which is part of the integrative health, no man is an island, then you have accountability partners. So that's another thing that you can do. I also am building a business. And I love partners. We all bring something, our gifts to the table. Some of us are more open, some of us are more reserved, like more research people, quieter kind of personality. We all have gifts, we all bring something to the table. But I am looking for people that would complement me and work well with me, not necessarily the same personality as me. Um, we're building something really great, and so I would love to talk to you about that if you're wanting to do that, because this year 2025 is going to be amazing as far as building that business. um, I have, maybe you don't want to do the business, but I also have um, peptides, and these are supplements. They're not pharmaceutical drugs, but they are bioactive peptides, meaning they're from nature to help with some of the integrative health goals that you might have. Right now, we have six. We have fit, to help you to with muscle toning, and soon as you get into your 30s, you start losing muscle tone, and it increases more rapidly as we get older. And so a lot of us, even if you're the same weight that you were 10 years ago, you have more fat on your body. A lot of people are very, quick to say, I haven't gained any weight. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not fatter, because if you've lost muscle mass, then you've got more fat. And in order for us to be youthful, we need muscle. So that product helps with that. Then there's lean, that helps with weight. There's hydrate. I love my hydrate. I have some in my water right now. There's focus, to help with the mindset. And there's calm, which also helps with the mindset. And there's energize, which is a very helpful as well. So those are the products if you want to try them this year. One more. I'll give you one more. I invite you to participate in classes with me. I offer classes 6 days a week. The only day I don't have a class is on Sundays. Some of you, I know somebody asked me last week about a class, and their schedule just doesn't work with when I teach classes. Most of them I teach online. If you don't work with them, I still do, like on YouTube, in my newsletter. I give exercises during the course of the year that you can use that can be helpful. And one thing I must add, there is no, I can't afford to take your classes, because it's a very small fee. And if there's a hardship, I even waive that, because I don't want you to have an excuse not to exercise. And a lot of you've had that gym membership for however many years, and you don't use it. So and some of you do use it, but you need to complement it. You're not doing enough. Okay. So those are the things that I invite you to do with me. Some of the things that I'm doing this year that I'm totally committed to, and I will help to hold you accountable to any or all of those things if you want to hang out with me. That is our integrative health and how we can be healthier together in 2025. Put in the chat something, whether it's one of the things you want to participate with me or it's something else that you're going to do. Put in the chat what it is that you're going to do in 2025. Like, you're committed to doing that, because it's also helpful to write it. and you don't want to, because you don't want to say it out loud. We don't want to. I'm the same way. I'm being bolder than I ever have in my life, because I didn't want to say it and then not do it, and then I failed. But it's holding me accountable, just being here, saying what I'm saying to you. And some of the things that I shared with you, I did for the first time in 2024. Other things that I shared with you that I'm inviting you to, I've been doing for years. But listen, I'm inviting you because you have greatness inside of you. You were meant to shine. And I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye for now.